Ghost Train, really great to have you on NFT Music Hall. For those people that haven't gotten to know you before, how you got into music and ultimately how you got into NFTs Web3.
Yeah, so I actually started my musical journey when I was about 8. So I was classically trained in violin through the Suzuki method, which is um, kind of an interesting kind of school of thought around learning music, where it's more based on kind of like the your ear and connecting with the piece emotionally, and feeling the music rather than being bogged down with theory all the time. So that was my how I sort of started getting into it.
And that was in
Was
your hometown?
Yeah, in Kingston, Ontario.
Got it.
So from there, I got into piano in my teens and started composing when I was around 15. And like was lucky to come from a family where my mom, she was a painter, and my dad was he played the flute, and um they were always playing music around me. And yeah, I mean, after that I never really released anything in Web 2. I almost did many times, but never really went for it. And so, you know, this getting into Web3 was also kind of like the beginning of me starting to show my work to the world.
Right. Now, did you have any of your music published in Web 2, as people call it, like on Spotify or anywhere else?
No, I really made music in the darkness, really. Like I showed it to my family and friends and my partner, but never really actually released anything. And I'd done also a lot of collabs with producer friends, and I was in the studio in and out here and there, but I never released anything. And I just didn't feel inspired by Web 2. Like I felt like there wasn't really a place for the type of stuff I was doing,
Yeah, I
which is,
honestly had the
yeah.
same experience as well because didn't really find the niche for the crossover that I have. And so I don't know where you find yourself in the intersection of genres. Uh, where do you find yourself coming from and where you want to be in that mix?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like in Web 2, everything's kind of in these narrow kind of genre buckets, and I wanted to experiment around, like and also classical. There's not It didn't feel like I didn't really fit into kind of the mainstream classical stuff. And a lot of kind of like experimental electronic in some of my pieces, and kind of video game influences and such. So yeah, and I also kind of looked at just like the culture in Web 2, which was very, if you look at YouTube comments of videos, even indie videos, um, that musicians are putting out, it's not the most welcoming scene, right? And same with Reddit. So I just didn't, I never really made that jump because of it. And Web3 really, when I discovered Web3 and that people were making art and releasing music here, and doing whatever the hell they wanted when they were doing it, that's where I was like the aha moment. And also, my partner, teaming up with him for him to make the art. It just made sense for audiovisual what I was doing
Yeah.
musically, and then yeah, so Web3 was really kind of the aha moment there.
So we're looking at your logo here, the GT. Is that a product of your partners?
Yeah, it is. We actually
Nice.
designed that because we
Beautiful.
needed a logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we refresh it every couple months. That's the one right now, though.
Sweet. Yeah. And so your partnership has gone, was that primarily in a business aspect at one point, or did you meet each other uh, in and shared the art after that?
Oh no, and what I mean by that is life partner.
Yeah,
So
well, definitely I know that, but well, maybe they don't know that, but yeah. Um, but in a way, though, you only learn of his art after meeting him?
no, it kind of evolved actually. He got into it shortly after we met, and then went to back to college for video game design and 3D design. And then after that was done, I kind of was at a crossroads too. I worked in corporate marketing for a while. I didn't really want to work
Right,
for anyone else anymore. And he didn't want to work for like a studio or and kind of join the corporate ladder. So we're like, it was also kind of came at the perfect time where those two roads converged, and Web3 just seemed like the perfect fit for us to do this. Now,
right,
we're kind of pseudo full time, I would say. Like I have to freelance um during the day and marketing, but the goal is definitely be like both of us full time in Web3 at some point.
awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to that at the next stage. But of course, you've gone through a couple of mints already. Tell us about how that opportunity came in and what just recently happened.
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, just kind of starting at the beginning, like the genesis, as we call it. I was more closely involved in the art scene, I would say, for the first couple of months, like the one-to-one artists, and we did our first drop in November of 2021. And actually, the set that is playing tonight is sequential in terms of our work. So it literally goes from our earliest piece to the most recent piece. So anyway, we started in the one-to-one space, mostly on Foundation. We did a audiovisual sonata, a three-part sonata called Catalyst, which you'll see all three parts of tonight.
Right.
And that was kind of the beginning of where how our work started to evolve. Um, you know, in the sense of it was the first one that really had a strong concept that we wanted to realize throughout kind of a narrative, a story that we wanted to realize through those three parts and through the music and through the art. And then from there, that kind of was the thrust, I think, for us was really storytelling through music and art. So we did after Catalyst, we did another some one-to-ones on Mint Songs V2, and then released Ghost Dragon, which was our first edition piece last fall, and then we just wrapped up our latest series, which is called Nemesis. Um, and yeah, so I could talk a little bit about that, or we could take a
Well, I'm looking at the time. We've got a minute or so
okay,
to wrap our conversation and dive into the set. So
okay.
let's hear just a little bit about uh, the whole occasion yesterday. Tell us how the mint went, the different events. We don't
Oh
need to
yeah,
hurry that
yeah,
much.
yeah. So I was just sort of talking about we just wrapped up this collection Nemesis, which is a two-part audiovisual collection that explores kind of a the idea of dualism and a rivalry between two characters. So the first character that we released in November, and that sold out, is called The Last Paladin. And then the second character, the first night, we just minted and dropped on, I believe it was Thursday of last week. And yeah,
That's exciting.
it was quite an interesting, yeah, it was really exciting and a real, huge step forward for us, both creatively and also just in terms of sales too, and support from the
Oh, that's
community.
great.
And
Out.
yeah, it was quite a great, yeah. And we did we dropped it on the Thursday space I do with Bobby Yaps every
Right.
Thursday, and then we did a space on Lens and had a free mint go along with it for a different piece. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's just been a great experience.
Well, definitely appreciate all the hard work you've put into it, and congrats. And let's see what the whole set you put together for us. And you added just a little bit of information about it. Is there, so you've got the original set of work that you brought in, but what's the additional work in it?
Oh yeah, certainly. So the first part you'll see our audiovisual catalog. So all the pieces we dropped in Web3, starting with the Genesis Magic Mirror and going to the one I just talked about.
Okay,
And then after that, we have a couple covers, video game music covers actually, that I've done,
nice.
and then two unreleased tracks that have never been heard anywhere, and one of them will be dropping at end of March for a very special event we're doing with some other artists in the space.
Very cool. And at one point, you did say that we should do a reload for a higher uh,
Yeah, it's
graphics.
ready.
Is
It's
it
ready.
ready?
I just refreshed and the 4K is there. So if you wouldn't
Sweet.
mind selecting that, yeah,
I
I'm
am
excited.
going to refresh it right now. Let's make sure.
You just gotta select 4K then.
Let's see about that. Does it say 4K? It does. Oh man,
Woohoo!
I am
So this is
super
a first
stoked.
because last time I was running it a little too late and we got SD. So yeah, this is going to
Right.
be fun. This is
And
actually upscaled from the platforms that these pieces are dropped onto.
And I actually went through all the different settings, and I'm not forcing SDR on the playback. So we should have, well, hopefully it's going to be stable. So we'll check that out. But we're going to pump, well, as close to 4K as we can with the crystal clear quality of Twitch.
I'm excited.
So, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's
I'm
go.
and thanks for having me again. I'm excited to hear the other artists too.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for bringing it this evening. And here we go.
Are we offline?
man says, let's do this.
Yeah.
Zealot, welcome to NFT Music Hall.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So, yeah, I am, my name's Andres Martinez, but you may know me as Zealot. That's my DJ name, and that is also a character that I'm developing. Um, I grew up playing Halo and StarCraft. So if you played either one of those games, you're probably familiar with that uh, type of character in those kind of sci-fi games. So you can only imagine what type of character I'm developing around that. And I'm a local DJ here in San Jose. I play weekly at Encanto in San Jose, California, and I'm playing in San Francisco sometimes. I just played Mountain View as well. So if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you can definitely come see a live show if you're in the area. But I'm also trying to expand. I'm also producing, so look out for songs by me. But what I'm going to be playing today, I don't have any tracks of my own ready yet. But what I do have is some pretty amazing music from a lot of my friends who are also here from the Bay Area, and they have some really awesome unreleased music that I'm going to be sharing today. One of them is LeGrant. He's an awesome friend of mine from San Francisco, and he has some really awesome tracks that all of them kind of sound more house bass house in a way. Some of them are a lot harder than what I usually play. Yeah, LeGrant's one of them. We also got Sugarcane, and yeah, we also have Devlo as well. So you can check out all of their Instagrams, and I think a couple of them have Twitters as well.
Yeah.
Sugarcane also has one. Yeah, I just went to a show with them in San Francisco yesterday, which was awesome. So you should definitely follow our accounts and come out sometime.
Tell you what, why don't you drop the links to them while we get on with the show? Just do that on DM, and if you want, we can share that info if that suits them as well. So
Yeah, let me see if I can send you a couple.
I'll do it after the interview, and we'll pick it up.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
will. And I'm gonna have a
definitely.
track list and everything as well for all the
Oh,
songs that I'm playing with
great.
each artist as well. So it's gonna
Love
be
it.
those three, and some of them have tracks already, so definitely check them out. But some of them, these are their first tracks. So yeah,
Nice. And
really cool.
so just to, kind of do the full cycle of what NFT Music Hall is all about, we like to know more about the artists that come in and talk about how they got into the music scene and ultimately how they got into NFTs and what they're doing now. And so with that, why don't you give us a little taste of how you got into music and DJing and that whole scene?
Yeah, so I have definitely been involved in music ever since I was probably I think first grade. I started playing trumpet pretty early on. I took piano lessons when I was 5, but I was a little too rambunctious to actually take the lessons seriously. So I never really picked up piano.
Sounds
Uh,
like me.
like I did trumpet, but yeah, I'm trying now because it's a lot of fun.
All right.
Playing different things. I play a little guitar now, but in high school, I got introduced to EDM by a couple friends. Yeah, I started out with like Daft Punk and some drum and bass artists. Pendulum, that was a big one. And ever since then, around that time, I was making mixes for myself and for friends. I was making little mix CDs, just
Yeah.
random, just keeping, some of it organized. Some were just EDM, some were rock, and I was going all over the place making CDs. And I never really thought of DJing at that point, but I went to a lot of shows. I went to a lot of EDM shows after high school, and I got to know a lot of amazing people.
Oh yeah.
And uh, a couple friends started DJing, and I got curious. I started bringing my old school hip hop because I was born in LA, so I'm a big Dr. Dre fan. And so I'm all trying to
Nice.
mix in, this hip hop with their electronic music. And now that's kind of what I do. It's really weird. I at Encanto, I'm really an open format DJ. I play everything. I try to play mostly house because that's what I really love to play and dance to. But now it's like people come up to me and I sometimes I play a throwback and then they really like it, so they want me to play more.
Right.
And I'll try to, fulfill their requests. But yeah, I'm building more of my hip hop, reggaeton, and 80s music, my catalog in my USB. Hopefully, I have enough to to please everyone. But sometimes I
Right.
feel like I need to bring a computer just so I can play anything. But I don't normally do that. I usually bring a USB. But
So you're also involved in a couple of things in the Bay Area. One, actually, the booking of other acts, other DJs. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you get into, and what's the name of it again?
so I'm a part of a couple communities. So the artists that are in my playlist today, they're a part of a community called Birdhouse, which was started by Jay Bird. He is a pretty well-known producer and DJ, and he's a really close friend of mine. And he's also helping me with my production. Any questions I have, and uh, yeah, he's super helpful, and he has a lot of knowledge. He has a lot of songs that has gotten a lot of streams. So definitely check him out. But this group we just had a show. It was just Birdhouse artists. So that's what I'm going to be mainly playing today. Actually, all of them are. But there's also another community that I'm a part of. I'm a brand ambassador for Dirty Not Sorry. So if you go
Right.
to my website, zealot.com, ZZealot.com, you can see there's a link right there. If you want to be a part of the community, you can get early guest lists. So you get, sometimes they're free. You don't have to pay the last minute that they're usually maybe, you know,
Right.
10 to 20 bucks. So you're saving a little bit, if you follow us early on. But yeah, they open up for a lot of bigger, awesome acts, and they're also getting to the main stage actually too. A lot of these artists. So uh, I hopefully can in the future do a show maybe for them. They do Twitch streams, Dirty Not Sorry, but they have a lot of live shows as well. So hopefully I can get more involved in that. But yeah, I try to do as many shows on my own also as possible. So I got the residency in Encanto, and I'm also a part of the Institute of Contemporary Art in San Jose. So I'm starting a little NFT gallery in real life here in San Jose. And I'm going to be hosting that first Fridays sometime this year. But to start off, I'm going to be DJing for the Institute of Contemporary Art.
Right.
So next month, that'll be the first one.
Let me know. I'll be
Hopefully,
there.
yeah, hopefully you can come out and help me. I might need help, man.
Yeah. Love to. Love to throw some acoustic in there.
Yeah, there we go.
Love it. And so definitely going up to the city, hooking up with you at the little club there, checking out that one set. Now there's other gigs that you've done in and around the clubs in San Francisco. What's your favorite club to go to in the city?
To go to,
Well, or
yeah,
and or
so my favorites, definitely just because I've gone to them so much, and I have a lot of good memories, and they're pretty big too. They definitely can uh they have multiple stages sometimes. So Folsom, 1015 Folsom is definitely a big one. Midway, that's definitely both of them. I can't even choose which one's my favorite. They're both number one to me. But yeah, then you have Halcyon. That's also a lot of my friends play there as well. Yesterday the show was at Les Petite. That's like a bar that has DJs come through as well. Really intimate spot. It's really nice. But we've had a couple shows in Oakland as well. There's a new spot. I forgot what it is. I went there once, but yeah, we're definitely trying to have more shows in San Jose as well. So look out for that. Some of my
Cool.
friends have been playing in downtown at Noit. It's kind of looks like night, but it has like a O. It's spelled a little funny, but uh,
Noise. It's
yeah,
noise.
yeah, Noit, yeah, yeah. But my friend Too Hottie, he plays there. Uh, with Lee Jones, that's also another big local
And I'm
DJ.
gonna have to go back to this and just take note of all the people you've just laid down on.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's such a lexicon of local talent, man. And so going through all of you know those relationships, inspirations. What are you doing in the NFT space now? What's that been like for me? How did you get into it? And now what's happening?
yeah. So a year ago, I started getting in little Discord communities. One with a pretty close friend of mine, and we were discussing crypto, NFTs, and just one night we started degenning on just random stuff. No research. That was our first experiment. We're just playing with the technology, right? We're just seeing how we can acquire an NFT, and that was fun. That first night. But
Yeah,
then I heard about Twitter and Spaces, and I probably started on Twitter with maybe like 100 followers for like a year. I had no idea what I
right.
was doing. And then I just started getting on Spaces and meeting so many different people, and you know, get, just getting introduced to this whole new world. And I met some really nice people that ended up giving me, a spot as a speaker and a co-host. His name's Steve Ryan. He's the creator of Freedom Coin, and he also has an NFT collection, and which I'm a holder of.
Yeah,
And all these people, all these artists and musicians and collectors. It's just at certain spaces you meet really amazing people, and you just want to keep coming back. And it's there's some really close friends, musicians. That there's one really close friend of mine now, Ali Bianchi, which we're working on a track together. And yeah,
right.
I hopped in one of her spaces randomly, and she was just playing keys, and uh, I couldn't believe she was doing this live. It was
Right.
amazing. And I once she was done, riffing, just singing and playing piano, I asked her, like, that was a recording, right? There's no way you were just doing that live. And she was like, no, that was me. And yeah, it was just after that, I was like, oh my God, like, this is amazing. Like, there's such a different experience that you can have with musicians.
Oh, totally.
Uh,
Well,
and
what's
I went
amazing is
live.
that you got to hear something that special through Spaces, amazingly
Yeah.
enough. So it must have been good to start.
Yeah. So,
Amazing to start.
yeah, so I was hosting spaces with people, just reviewing NFT projects. And so I've seen it all, and that just inspired me to start my own NFT project.
Right.
And the way I'm starting out now is I'm going to be doing music NFTs collections. I have a Genesis project which has three so far on that. Um, on Foundation in that collection, but I'm gonna have 10 total. I'm still I've been working on the next two so much. It's just, yeah, I gotta release them. But yeah, I'm gonna have 10, and whoever collects those, it's like the collector's edition of what I'm building. It's going to
Right.
be an educational application that you get access to. So I'm still building that. But along the way, I will be releasing music NFTs, so singles throughout the year. And hopefully one of them can be that collab with Ali Bianchi.
Oh, yeah.
And if I have enough for an album, then that's going to be the real goal, is having an amazing Web3 themed album that goes with the NFT project that I'm building as well. Because it's going to be a story. It's gonna be a really fun, engaging educational experience. So that's what
Right
I'm doing.
on. So how long is the set that you've got set up for us?
It's about 30 minutes. Yeah, so hopefully that's enough. Let
Oh,
me
it's
know,
plenty.
we can cut it a little shorter if you want, but yeah, that's what I got, about 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone actually 7 minutes over because it's been such a great conversation. And so with that, if there's a good spot you feel, but I think we can run it full length. And I just want to make sure that way we know road waves. They're gonna have the whole rest of the night to show us their stuff. So bottom
Oh,
line, you're the man at the moment, and do you want to, you've kind of given us uh, the 411 on. If anybody knows what 411 means anymore, but
nowadays, right?
the information on that. Anyway, anything more you wanted to add about the set?
No, I'm just gonna get off here and get on Twitch now, and
Let's do
hopefully
this.
you can hear me.
Absolutely. And so what we're going to do is give it a little intermission to do the switch over. And I'm just so appreciative of you, having you here. Great to, finally hook up in NFT Music Hall. So we'll catch you on Twitch, man. Thanks. All right, here we go.
Sugarcane, so sweet.
I just need my dream, girl. It was us first everyone we were a team, girl. Now I can't even get you spend a little time. Wish I could go back to when you were just a friend of mine. At the end of time, I'm still gonna be yours. We were on the right track, it's just a detour. I'm willing to do what I didn't do before. Trying to get back to what we were and even be more. For you, I'll do the side, put it to the side. To the side, put it to the side. Put it to the side, put it to the side.
Just saying, hands in here, it's air in here. It's only 55 people for a bottle, but I don't wanna buy one. I'm looking for a girl, but I can't find one. Thought it wasn't I'm doing it again, party, but it's more like a God forgive me if I bust my 9-1. Why I told you we should have linked them ministry links. Come we finish these tricks and head out. Can't believe I rented the room and a bed out. We need some more girls in here. 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 Too many men, 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 too many men. No high heels, just heels. No cleavage, just crepes. About 10 man who need steps. I see red guys in the queue and things. The way I'm like muscle and checks. No boring, no crepes. When a man's gonna jam behind the decks. Come through like, what is it on? Skip shoes, my man, what is he on? I ain't coming to time out anybody, but forget the hype. If it's on, then it's on. Out of the man's house, then I'm gone, then I'm on. Skank daddy bars when I'm on, when I'm on. I just wanna be a little vibe with the gal, them hotel pop off the phone, then it's on. With a little bit of high grade, not very long. Champagne, Hennessy, not very long. We need some more girls in here. Couple shadows and Chanel's in here. So walk with the beat and let me get me on. Pop take Gally Rude boys in it on. There's too many man, too many man. I'll slew any man, slew any man. We need some more girls in here. We need some more girls in here. We need some more girls in here. We need some more girls in here.
That's all I got. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Hopefully it was clear. Thank you Voxels. Thank you NFT Music Hall. And thank you Felons. And all the other artists too. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
We need some more girls in here. We need
some more girls in here.
We need some more girls in here. There's too many men, 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 too many men.
that was just such an excellent set from
Yeah,
Zealot.
that was so much fun.
Yeah, so Road Waves, welcome.
Yeah.
And we've been looking forward to having you on, of course, with Third Planet Studio, being able to bring you on board and so many other artists in this. Just definitely a huge shout out to her.
Yeah, for
And
sure. I appreciate having us. Those 2 sets were amazing, by the way.
yeah, I'm glad you had a chance to check it out.
Hmm. Likewise.
Yeah, and so you want to introduce yourself?
I'm G. My name's G. I'm the lead guitarist and kind of the band leader of Road Waves. I write the tunes and book the tours and do all the social media and stuff like that. So I'm kind of the mastermind behind the project. And right now we're a trio, which is fun. I'm used to us being kind of a 4-piece with keys, or sometimes we'll throw horns in there. So it's been cool to be really stripped down.
Yeah,
It just allows we're a really like experimental improvisational band. So every time something changes in like the lineup, there's like the sound changes drastically because there's just either so much room for us to do stuff, or like we add someone and then we have to play less, you know what I mean? And everyone kind of brings a different flavor, so it's always fun.
yeah, totally. So how did you actually get into music just to start with? What was your impetus? What got you going?
That's a good question. I mean, I always kind of like loved singing as a kid, along with like just stuff on the radio. Nothing in particular, just like humming along. Always like enjoyed music a lot. But I started playing guitar when I was about 12, and no formal training or anything, just kind of learned tabs online, and just I think it was Guitar Hero that really like pushed me into it, because I started playing that video game and I was getting good at it, and I was like, I might as well pick up a guitar and like actually get good at music. And so I kind of used that as a springboard and just never looked back. Um, yeah,
Nice.
so yeah, and then in high school I was like into metal, so I was in a couple metal bands. And then I joined this like classic rock cover band, and that kind of unlocked my love for rock and roll.
Yeah,
Um, and
opened
then
up the blame.
exactly, yeah, and
Yeah,
I was just ever since then. I got into jam bands like the Grateful Dead and Fish and all those kind of
yeah,
bands, the Allman Brothers. And around then, I realized I'm gonna need to know some theory if I want to be improvising over, chord structures live in front of people.
right.
So I kind of started taking that more seriously. Took some theory lessons and some classical guitar lessons and stuff like that.
Huge.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I kind of like lived on like the school of YouTube for a while, just like would watch like jazz theory music videos like all day
Yeah.
long and just kind of learn that stuff. And then after high school, I started Road Waves in 2014. Um, and then around 2017, I wanted to start touring. So I booked like a 1 month tour. So we're from Niagara Falls, Canada.
Right.
So I booked a 1 month tour from Niagara Falls to the West Coast, like BC. And it was kind of like a horribly planned tour, but it was a great first step into it. And then ever since then, we kind of just went full in to touring. So we kind
Right.
of
Right.
we'll do the West to East Coast every year. And then last year was the first year we did the States. So we're hoping to do more of that right now.
Yeah, and so it's kind of funny. If I heard right, we had a fellow Canadian right
Yeah.
at the start from
Yep.
Ontario.
Actually,
Goes,
we played Kingston in November or October or something like that. At the Toucan pub.
right on.
Yeah, so you might
Wonder if
know
he
that.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he's still in the audience, who knows? Throw up your some emojis there, bro. If you know the toucan. Let's see. Oh, actually, I had to dump it because I was getting an echo. So um, we'll just basically take that on the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, touring. What did that look like? Really hit
At
the road.
first,
Yeah.
yeah, like at first we're camping a lot. Like we would just go to like campsites and pitch tents and save a lot of money that way. Um, and just like sleep at people's houses and stuff. And then kind of after like the third year, I started getting better at like being an agent and like including hotel rooms in our deals and stuff like that. And around then is when COVID hit, so it kind of like screwed that momentum a little bit for us.
Wow, yeah.
So we're kind of trying to rebuild again after that because Canada was shut down a bit longer than most places in America. So we didn't actually start touring again until last year.
Staggering. Yeah, that's.
Mhm.
But how did that affect you as far as, online, and did you
Yeah,
actually get
so
into streaming and stuff,
yep,
or?
exactly. And I was gonna say that. So usually we're like one of the first bands to say yes to like live streaming. Like tonight we would have been live streaming, but our drummer left the band a couple months ago, so we're still in the process of onboarding the new guy. So we're just using a pre-recorded stream that we did before, but that's what we were doing when the pandemic first hit. We did this drive-in concert, and there's some footage of it online, but basically it's like we got people to pull up in their cars at a drive-in theater and just kind of rocked out, and people were like honking at us. It was hilarious. But then after that we started doing some live streams and stuff like that. uh but I love doing live streams.
Yeah, well,
It's super fun.
as
The
soon as
thing is like we're super, like every show we play is so different. So it's really cool to be able to put that out in the world. I guess like I really look up to people like John Coltrane, who was big on like shedding live, like experimenting and doing
Right.
things you've never done before in front of people and seeing how that psychology affects you into like playing even crazier stuff. Like it just like I love that idea. So I think it's really cool. And it just the idea that sometimes it can go terribly wrong. Like I will admit there's parts in some of the jams where I like cringe. I'm like, oh, like we fell off the tracks for a sec, and then just like how do we get ourselves out of that? And that's kind of the whole art to me.
The unholy clams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I guess the real opportunity there is to capture them and turn them into, well, and that's actually the segue, NFTs. So just like you know, the mixtapes, or just getting your
100%.
random, yeah, taped of a concert, bootlegs out there. Now
Exactly.
NFTs can
Be like collectibles and stuff. I was
collectible
totally
bootlegs.
thinking about that for sure. And like, I started using Lens a couple months ago and
Oh yeah.
was actually on that track of like, because we were dropping stuff on there, and I was like, it would be cool to start a collection of like shows. I just got to find the right platform on Lens to like do that.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, Lens
a
Tube looks
set.
really good for it. Yeah,
Lens
absolutely.
too, that's true. Yeah, like if
Yeah.
we did video for sure. I was just thinking like Grateful Dead style where we just had like audio tapes.
Oh, right. Well, you could do, audio only with the graphic, of course, but
Yeah, true, true.
yeah, but definitely being able to set your price, or at least set an open, you contribution
Yeah,
to,
totally.
there's so many different ways of using Lens for sure. And then,
Mhm.
there's other uh, tools, you can call them. Another site called the 402, where you can play
Okay,
live. It's fully token gated, and they are
cool.
on Polygon, and they're actually talking with Lens. And
Nice.
so,
I've never heard of
it's,
that.
yeah, the 402. I mean, there's a lot of people in the community that I'm part of looking into that, and you know, I don't know how deep you are in Twitter Spaces, but they're,
Not too deep, but like sometimes I'm creeping in there.
yeah. So Joe Ryan, Mike Bass, a bunch of guys that are out there, and of course, the nifty music group there.
Yeah, I
They're
know
out
about
there.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we've seen a few different people in there, but you know, the most
Nice.
important part is, you know, the alternatives that you have are many for sure.
Exactly.
And I guess that begs, how did you get into the NFT space and just putting yourself out here?
Yeah, so like I first got into, I mean, crypto as a whole in 2020. Um, I met this my now good friend Will through that, and he kind of, hit me to like Chainlink and stuff like that, and just the whole world of Ethereum and Bitcoin and everything. And then my first introduction to NFTs, other than just like hearing about them, was I'm pretty sure it was in 2020 or 2021 when somebody like rediscovered that Mooncats contract, and me and
Oh
my
yeah,
friends like aped in and got one and mined one. Um, and then so that, I mean, I didn't really like dive too deep into NFTs after that. I was just like super stoked about having that. But that got me like super comfortable with using contracts in Etherscan and stuff like that.
all right.
And um then I kind of got way more into the NFT space when I got a lens profile, because that kind of like, launched me into like, oh, the other possibilities of what this can be used for, more than just like creating a piece of art just to sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, just kind of like how there's so much baked into the code or the experience. I'm still kind of figuring it out. Like I'm super new to the whole space in general, so I'm kind
oh
of
yeah.
learning every day.
I've been it for almost 2 years, and it's just really, really crazy that, yeah, every day there's something new, and you know,
Yeah,
you'll never be on top of it.
for
It's
sure.
like the internet.
For
I
real.
mean, when we were just first learning how that all worked, it's the same deal. And
Yeah,
you know, what's gonna, you know, bubble to the surface? You know, who knows? Lens has got so much potential, and really
oh,
excited for
for
it.
sure.
And the crazy thing is, of course, there's like a cap of like 110,000 users right now, and
Oh, yeah.
already it's consuming about, you know, between 10 and 20% of the Polygon network load. And so
Yeah,
if you can imagine it went, you know, full, you know, open release, I mean, it could cause Polygon to fall over. So, you know, a lot of, you know, supposition about that. But, you know, the whole idea is that everywhere that you look, you'll find something that's testable, and that's what's so exciting about it. And yeah, I'm in the same boat, just you know, working my way through what the right platforms are, getting the music together. And
for sure.
so, have you actually minted a song or
Yep.
songs?
We've actually dropped a bunch of videos on LensTube and on Ulala and a couple other different music minting platforms on Lens. Um, yep, and we've had great success. It's amazing. Like, and I've tried different prices, like 1 Matic and like 2 Matic. And for videos, I'll try like 3 Matic and stuff like that. Just experiment and see what works and what people are willing to collect for. And just, but the community on there is great. Everyone's super supportive, everyone shares everything and comments and genuinely like consumes the content. And I've met a lot of awesome musicians there, and even photographers. There's amazing artists on there. And what's cool is like each app is trying its best to like integrate the social aspect of Lens. So it's like no matter where you go, if you go to Lensport, even the marketplace has like its own social aspect to it, which I love. So that's super cool.
I'm just gonna queue up that video of you guys.
Yeah,
But yeah, well, for sure, we need to connect on Lens. So, uh,
definitely.
so
I
are you
think
guys?
that's how we ended up here, I'm pretty sure.
That's right, because Banks has been going so you know, aping in on Lens big time.
Yeah.
She's been such a huge facilitator for our communities for sure.
That's
And,
awesome.
you know, and I've been part of, you know, some other communities that brought me in, and I mean, they're just using it in so many different unique ways. Um, in fact, I've actually started to use Bonfire, which is, you know, Polygon / Lens friendly, to start building my websites. And
Oh, you were
so,
saying that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's really, really cool. And so it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
And so are you, well, if it's open conversation, are you roadwavesband.lens? Is that how we can find you
It's
there?
actually just roadwaves.lens.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll for sure connect.
Yeah.
And so
Heck yeah.
I don't know if you want to set up the show a little bit more about what we're going to
Yeah.
see.
I mean, like, just keep in mind that 80% of what we're doing is off the cuff. We're just kind of having a conversation. We kind of let the music take us. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy conversational, adventurous, improvisational, experimental rock and roll.
Absolutely. And so this studio is in Niagara.
That one's in St. Catharines. That's my friend Russ's studio that we recorded out of.
Nice. So it's
Mhm.
a one room recording studio, or is that pretty
Yep,
much?
one room, and then if you see on the right side, there's that window. So that's like kind of his engineering room.
Yep. Sweet. It's got some cool vibe to it,
Hmm.
especially
Yeah,
the
I love
carpets.
it.
Carpets
Yeah,
making
it's
it.
great there.
So on that note, let's just do a little transition here.
I was gonna say it's pretty long.
You know it's been so long, so long. You know it's been so long, waiting for you. That's exactly what you asked for when you turned your back on me. You hit the floor, and that's for sure. You know the rain falls hard, and there's nothing I can do or say to you anymore. Well, I guess I'm trying to say that I'm gonna build my own way. Spent too damn long just waiting on the same old day. I guess the love won't flow if there's never something real to say. I guess the promise of light won't shine when the skies are gray.
Thanks so much. We haven't done a stream in almost a year. Feels great. So we recently made some hats. That's what they look like. They're pretty sweet. You can go on roadwaves.ca/shop and check out our merch store. We've got some cool stuff there, but these are our newest pieces. Pretty sweet.
Very soft.
Yeah, very warm.
I could tell that your steps are filled with pain by the tears that fall like rain. Can you tell by the look that's in my eye that there's no room for tomorrow? From here at 7 Mile. Smile, sit down for a while. Smile, smile. Smile at me and come rushing in my arms like a new handmade guitar. Seize the day, don't you ask me for a way, away from this lifetime, away from this day. Smile, sit down for a while. Smile, smile. Smile, sit down for a while. Smile, 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 smile.
Smile.
Untie that.
I don't get it.
Never felt like this before. Never wanted something more. Always had to fight so hard to reach the very core. Then I found your open eyes, helped me to see the shore, the beauty in the skies. Helped me open up some more. When my eyes are shut, you're leading me the way. The colors vibrant now, the magic clear as day. I'm begging you now, please take a walk with me. Come and see the trees. Come and take a walk with me. I'm begging you now, please take a walk with me. Feel strong like never before. Ain't wasting time no more. Don't need to look behind. Don't need to waste my time. You know the road is stretching thin. Got a feeling we can make it in. Got to squeeze to get on by. Feel sure we can make it slide. When my eyes are shut, you're leading me the way. The colors vibrant now. The magic clear as day. I'm begging you now, please take a walk with me. Come and see the trees. Come and take a walk with me. I'm begging you now, please take a walk with me. each and every day, smiling through the night and showing me the way. Then I found your open eyes, held me to see the shore, the beauty in the skies, held me open up some more. When my eyes are shut, you're leading me the way. The colors vibrant now, the magic clear as day. I'm begging you now, please take a walk with me. Come and see the trees.
Dun, dun, dun. Here we are, man. We're in the background somewhere. We've been just chatting it up and having a great time. So thanks for everybody that's hung out all this time. We're totally grooving, totally talking up things. We should have been on mic with you guys, but sorry. But really, thank you. Road Waves, total vibe. We were
Oh,
just talking
thanks for
about
having us.
delay.
Yeah, delay pedals. Oh, thanks for having us so much. It's an honor.
Yeah, man.
It's a cool little thing y'all are building here.
Oh, thank you. Do some shout outs for the people that have stayed the duration. I'm gonna make sure I'm muted right away. Bam. So who's in the house? Ghost Train, Easy. Yeah, I gotta fly. X, Bobby Apps, Binks, of course, on camera. We're gonna get that Discord server tuned up. Road Waves. We got some Easy's giving us some love. Bring out the flames. Here. Are you on there as well?
Yeah.
Toss some emojis together, man. This is so awesome.
Yo, those
Yeah.
emoji things are hilarious.
Celebration time, guys. So yeah, major chill time tonight, and letting it run long. It was a great set to listen to, hang out, and
Yeah, I had blast.
I think you have the opportunity to bring it back live once you have your drummer
Totally,
dialed
100%,
in.
for sure.
We'll
And who
set
knows?
something.
Maybe not this year, but by next year, maybe we'll end up playing a physical show near you somewhere.
Oh, I totally dig that.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I'm not sure if we're gonna get to the West Coast this year, but
All
I
right.
definitely want to get there. We were supposed to play California in 2020. I had it booked before COVID. So it's still on the bucket list. We've done the West Coast of Canada, but not in America.
Got it. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Calgary, actually in Invermere, the beginning of August.
All right, I'll let you know. If
Yeah.
I get this tour rolling, we might be in the Midwest by then, so I'll let you know.
Sweet. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
We'll see,
And
man.
whatever we can do to help, because this community has interesting reaches that, it's like we have conversations with people here and there. It's like, you do what? Wow. Okay. And so what can we do from here? And so,
Totally.
really, we
That's
have
awesome.
some industry, OGs, as well as just people that are, willing to go the distance on helping each other. So this is the place. So I think we're gonna wrap things up. It's hard to say. We could
I hear
definitely
ya.
hang out, but at this point, really thank you, and I really appreciate everyone else.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, definitely Ghost Train and Zealot. Is he still in the house? I think he's moved on, but definitely been a great night. And thank you to everybody in the house. And okay, last thing, if you haven't put your name in the guest book, because I'm going to actually crank on getting the POAPs out right after I get done here.
Nice.
Like I used to a long time ago. I'm finally on top of things. And with that, if you don't have your ETH wallet attached, just DM NFT Music Hall and I'll set you up. DM your wallet or some way of getting it to you. So on this note, Road Waves, G, it was great to have you. So until
Thanks
next
so much
time,
for having me. For sure.
enjoy my train. Here we go. Come on. There we go. All right, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Until next time.